Hey there, Aries. Welcome to your reading for the week of January 18th. So this week, definitely, kind of a retrograde type of week for sure, but I think a lot of you will be taking advantage of it. That's the good thing. Because the first card you have is the Ten of Clubs, which is a card that I usually read as a card of success and being successful and actually seeing success from work. And a lot of you could definitely be seeing that with this card. However, it is the card of the teacher and learning and having to learn and learning new things. So a lot of you could be kind of updating some skills, learning some new skills, maybe even getting new jobs. This card, in some ways can be an indication of getting a new job or thinking about getting a new job because it can represent like the training that we have to go through when we get a new job, like training for a new position or whatever you might be doing. But it's a very good card. It's very positive. It represents a lot of growth. So any of you that are learning, that learning that you're doing will directly kind of impact your life and actually have a positive kind of outcome. And especially if you are in school, this card represents like learning something that's going to be really important for your life. If you're learning anything from home, even, learning from a course or just teaching yourself something by reading a book, this card says that whatever you're learning will be very beneficial to you. Next, you have the King of Hearts. And I will say also that the Ten of Clubs is a card of wanting to be a leader, wanting to step up. And the King of Hearts is also that type of energy for you. It's that wanting to be a leader in your life, wanting to step up, wanting to push yourself a little bit harder in life maybe, and maybe really going for something that maybe you thought you wouldn't be able to get in the past, or kind of going for that thing that it maybe seems like a little bit of a stretch. And like I've said to almost every sign, that is a big theme for the year of 2016, as far as I'm concerned, and I've done a lot of meditating on it and all this, and it really seems like the universe really wants people to really go for that stretch. So that's why I keep bringing it up, because it seems like the people who really go for things that maybe they don't, that maybe they're not qualified for, or whatever the case may be in life, they're really going to get those things and they're going to end up in a much better position. And that's this card right here. This card's also about dedication, being really dedicated to your family even. So it could be one of those weeks where it's just like a nice family week with your family and you get to spend time with them. And you have the Ace of Hearts coming up next as well, which also really speaks to that. The Ace of Hearts doesn't, the way I read it, it doesn't have a lot to do with love. It definitely it can bring love in. But to me, it's more about the feelings, the good feelings of love, and it's more of in a family type setting. At least what I'm getting this week off the card is more of like a nice family type setting. But this can be a card that just makes you feel nice, makes you feel good. It gives you a lot of positive energy. It's also a card of renewal and new beginnings and rebirth and kind of starting a lot of things over. We kind of started this year off under a retrograde, obviously, and so that kind of puts a damper on any forward movements being made, like right here at the beginning of the year. But this card says that things are kind of being reborn. Even though we have this retrograde, it's still like this card comes in and says, well, things are still going to be moving forward. So that's good. Next, we have Four of Clubs. I call this card Mercury retrograde all the time. Four of Clubs is a card of needing to double check things. So, anything you do, any papers you sign, anything like that, just double check it. That's all this card says. But this card's also about learning from home. And I've said also that 2016 is very much a year where people are going to have to teach themselves things and learn new skills on their own. This card can be a little bit more than that. It can be about making yourself more valuable. And something that I say a lot in my personal readings to people when they're asking about jobs, and what comes up a lot is the fact that jobs really aren't necessarily going to get any easier to get. So, if you've been struggling to get a job, what the universe wants you to do is to learn some new skills to make yourself more valuable to a potential job or even to a business. Like even if you never thought about starting your own business, the energies are kind of at the point now where that's what the universe kind of wants from people. It wants people to take those business type risks or to become a consultant or something, but you have to gain knowledge. And it's funny because the next card is the Five of Clubs. I mean, you guys literally have three cards here all about gaining knowledge and learning something new. Five of Clubs is a card of learning new things and using that to strengthen your position. So I would encourage any of you that aren't learning something new to definitely get on it. I mean, anything you're interested in it really doesn't matter what that is. Just pretty much anything that you find interesting. If you could strengthen those skills and really learn something here, you could create a career that you never even thought you could have, or something along those lines. So it's a pretty strong message with all those clubs cards, pretty important as well, so take advantage of it. But looks like a great week, especially with that Ace of Hearts. The Ace of Hearts really just makes things feel nice, so I'm sure you'll just enjoy that. But thank you for watching.